Now, the 26th World Economic Forum on Africa is due to begin in Rwanda's capital, Kigali. Leaders from 10 African countries and over 1,000 delegates from global and regional corporations are expected at the three-day forum. Promoting innovation will be high on the agenda, as the theme of this year's event is digital transformation. Well, the continent's economy is expected to grow 5% this year, as increased investment offsets lower commodity prices and political instability. Well, Africa is home to 9 of the world's 15 fastest growing economies. Foreign investment in Africa held steady at $54 billion in 2015. That's compared to a 16% drop worldwide. And driving growth in Africa is the middle class, which is set to increase from 355 million people to 1.1 billion in the next 3 decades. Let's get more on this and speak to TRT World's Alican Ayanlar, who joins me now live from Kigali. Alican, so tell me, what are some of the key themes that are going to be discussed at this year's meeting?
Well, Malene, let's talk about this. The World Economic Forum kicks off on Tuesday, and like you said, hundreds of business and political leaders are coming together here in the Rwandan capital of Kigali to discuss the future of a continent with tremendous potential. Now, when you look at Africa, the narrative of the continent is changing from a continent that's in need of aid to a place of opportunity for growth and prosperity. Many African nations are searching for or seeking for emerging economy status within the next 20 years if they're able to sustain double-digit growth. And when you look at the numbers, like you've just said, that certainly is possible because, like you said, 9 out of the top 15 fastest growing economies in the world are here located on this continent. Now, what are they going to be talking about? Obviously, there are the shortcomings of a skilled labor market as well as the lack of infrastructure, but African leaders are hoping that technology will actually help them thrust their respective economies to the competitive status that they're after. So digital transformation, technology will be high on the agenda as leaders convene here for the next 2-3 days.
And why was Rwanda chosen to host this forum?
That's an interesting question, Malene, because when you look at Rwanda, it's a tiny country compared to other countries in the continent with fairly limited resources, to tell you the truth. But Rwanda has done a remarkable job in the last 22 years. It's one of the top 3 fastest developing economies in sub-Saharan Africa after Mauritius and South Africa. The country is slowly, quickly becoming a tech hub. A lot of people are talking about, forget about Silicon Valley, come to Silicon Savannah, referring to the technology potential here in the Central and East African countries. And then there's also the far-sighted policies of the current government in the last 22 years. They've worked wonders. Kigali is often referred to as the cleanest, safest, and greenest capital in Africa.
Okay, Alican, good to speak to you. Alican Ayanlar there, live for us in Kigali, where that World Economic Forum is kicking off.